Good morning from Los Angeles. Welcome to Trading with Sergio Monday. I have my red hat on. Why do I have my red hat on? It's parabolic time. I don't know. I've been doing this for about 30 plus years now. Um, Honestly, I can easily say I have never seen anything like it before. So, welcome to the show. So, every Monday, and Wednesday, Trading with Sergio, and every Friday, Power Hour, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, and on Wednesdays at 4:30 p.m. Members Only Live. Members absolutely smashed it today with AMD. We actually, if you guys go back to Wednesday's edition, last Wednesday's edition of Trading with Sergio, or Friday, I think it was Power Hour, one or the other. We had a member who had not shown up for a while, showed up actually on the live stream, and we clearly structured the trade on AMD. I didn't do it. My members did it. It looks like they absolutely killed it. I mean, look, is it normal for AMD to gap up, I don't know, 50 points or something like Oracle did? No, but hey, they took the money. They took a lot of money. So, I'm glad somebody did. I was literally like what this morning I was looking to put that trade on because on Friday after the leg up, AMD was down 5. Didn't give me a chance, so missed it. So what else is going on? What's going on? A lot of things are going on. Like I said, in my 30 years of doing this, I have never seen stocks move like this. I guess I have to adjust and adapt. You know, things are going parabolic. It's just crazy. Valuations are absolutely nuts. But then when the market's like this, um, is something that you cannot fight, especially on the upside. Although I'm shorting a couple of the quantum computing stocks. Slowly, size correctly, right? Can't do much harm if they keep going higher, which they look like they actually turn green now. But I want to talk actually today about some of the positions I have, why I do it, but I also want to talk to the crowd on X specifically, who have become bull market heroes. Obviously, all power to them. But then I think technical analysis, chopsticks, is honestly meaningless when the markets are moving like this, when stocks are moving like this. Although on pullbacks, they are adhering to some rules, such as SoFi today, came down to the 50 EMA and then turned back up, or Palantir, or some of the other ones, the nosebleed ones. But on the parabolic ones, when it comes to quantum names or some of the energy names like Bloom Energy and IREN and things like that, who knows where the top is, who knows where what is. But if you're in it, great. If you're not in it, I wouldn't chase it here. Well, that's my experience is telling me. So I have my green hat, green shit. I have my red hat on that says extra sauce on it. I mean, everything has extra sauce at the moment. And you got to be careful, but then enjoy it. These times don't come around that often. It's literally shooting fish in a barrel. Um, Whatever you touch is turning into gold. So, I mean, my account's fine, but I'm clearly not in the take 100% on a weekly basis crowd. But hopefully, everybody is making money, because if you're not making money now, then you need to go do something else, because this is as easy as I've seen it in 30 years. Although the moves are immense, the massive moves, and they continue day after day after day. And so I want to talk a little bit about crypto, obviously. Bitcoin making an all-time high as I speak. I think it's at all-time high. Let me check. My trusty Coinbase app. I do have a Coinbase account that I DCA every Monday. I bought Bitcoin this morning at 124.8. So every Monday I DCA into Bitcoin. I don't touch anything else, but Ethereum seems like getting close to an all-time high of 46.84. Solana, same thing, 235, pretty close to an all-time high. But then I see these ex-gurus, Twitter gurus. I think I'm doing this live on Twitter as well. But so I have a few words for those Twitter gurus who do chopsticks on stocks like treasury asset companies like BMNR and SBET and things like that, right? Folks, you know, I have a small channel. I mean, I'm sure there are people who have a lot larger following on X or YouTube or whatever. You guys need to use this a little bit, okay? Drawing wedges and support and resistance lines on BMNR, for example. They're because my feed on X is full of BMNR. It's breaking out, it's doing this, MACD is turning up and this and that. You folks need to get serious about this, okay? You can't technically analyze these stocks because these stocks don't move on their own. They're not NVIDIA, they're not Amazon, they're not Google. They don't have a business. The business they're in is accumulate Ethereum or Bitcoin or Solana. That's why they're called treasury asset companies. The treasury asset companies do nothing but accumulate Bitcoin, Solana, or Ethereum. The famous one, obviously, now is BMNR, right? Bitmine Immersion by Tom Lee. My hat's off to Tom Lee. He's buying Ethereum like it's going out of style. Great, no problem. What he's doing is he's doing ATM sales because his market to net asset value is 1.3. He's literally diluting the shares, selling shares at the market, and then immediately going and buying Ethereum. So he's basically doing it and creating a yield for himself, which what Michael Saylor started doing with strategy about a couple of years ago. But then MNAV is something that all of us need to follow and understand. When you start drawing lines on BMNR, SBET, and whatever, or MicroStrategy, means nothing. Now, if you're going to draw lines, if you want to draw lines, draw it on Ethereum and figure out the MNAV and then trade accordingly, because BMNR is not a stock. It's a stock, obviously. It's a common stock, but it's completely dependent on the Ethereum price, minute to minute, second by second. BMNR is not going to announce earnings every quarter and say, oh, our earnings sequentially went up 40%. That's why the stock shoots up or whatever, right? They don't have earnings. What they're going to have earnings pretty soon because they're staking it, like SBET, Sharplink Gaming is staking it. They earned, I think, close to 4,400 extra Ethereum by staking it. And that's why Tom Lee is going to do. I get all this. But when you start looking or technically analyzing BMNR, SBET, and some of these other treasury asset companies, you're not doing anyone any favors. If Ethereum is not substantially going to go higher, BMNR by itself is not going to go to 80 from 60. It's just not going to happen. Now, if Ethereum goes to 5,500, maybe BMNR will get to 80 or 6,000 or whatever, right? Same thing with Sharplink Gaming. I'm in all of them with defined risk downside and all the upside potential, obviously. I've been posting my positions every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on the community page of the YouTube channel. Feel free, go check it out. None of this, by the way, is trading, financial, or investing advice. What I do is very risky. It works for me, my account size and whatever not, but don't be YOLOing into BMNR if you don't think Ethereum is going to 6,000 by the end of the year, because it's just not going to work. Definitely not going to work, because that multiple to net asset value or market to net asset value level of 1.3 is going to just stay there. In fact, on BMNR, it was under 1. On SBET at the moment is under 1. I am in the stock called the DeFi Development, which is the one of the top Solana treasury asset companies. It's at 0.84. I'd rather buy that than go buy BMNR at 1.3 or strategy at 1.3. I don't think any of these should be selling at a premium. You can buy Ethereum cheaper instead of buying BMNR. Simple as that. So I like to buy things at a discount. So I like to buy $1 at 85 cents. Well, that's why I'm in the FDV or put credit spreads on the FDV. That's why I'm in SBET, because it's right at 0.98, 0.99. There are a few other ones which are under 1 MNAV. Go do your research, find those out, buy those. Okay, because, you know, look, everybody thinks Ethereum is going to 6,000, okay, or 8,000, 20,000, whatever. What if it doesn't? Now what? You're just going to go sideways. Okay, yeah, you can sell very expensive calls on BMNR and lower your cost basis, and you can do all kinds of things. I get that. You can create a yield on top of yield. But to me, drawing lines, oh, look, it's breaking out and doing this, it's not doing anything. It's just moving exactly point for point with Ethereum. If Ethereum sells off 300 points, BMNR is going to 55 or 52. Simple. SBET is going to go down to back to 18 or 17 and a half. What people don't understand is that they, you know, the market's so easy these days that it's like shooting fish in a barrel. People go like, yeah, this is what's supposed to happen. No, it's not what's supposed to happen. Figure it out before you just jump in there. And to me, you know, that's what's lacking actually on YouTube, on X. All these furus and gurus, you know, they're all talking because every stock they touch is going up 5, 6, 7 points every single day. This is not how the markets work, folks. Like, I'm a pro. I've done this for a long, long time. I've seen all the good, the bad, the ugly. Stocks do not move like that. Although I do, you know, I'm kind of going with stonks only go up. I only going with that at the moment. And but to me, it has to be a reason for everything, right? And so, like, for example, this morning's AMD, right? So a lot of people are talking about this being like almost like a Ponzi, right? So OpenAI goes invest in NVIDIA, NVIDIA goes invest in OpenAI, OpenAI goes invest in AMD, AMD goes invest in something else. It's just like this little, you know, in the NBA we have the coaching brotherhood, right? They're always the same coaches, but they just rotate between different teams, or in football, right? It seems like that. It's just like, you scratch my back, I scratch your back. There is a certain amount of money that's just sloshing around, that's going as multi-hundred billions of dollars in investments going just around in a circle, right? That looks like musical chairs. Is it? I don't know. Time will tell. Hopefully, I'm still around to see how this AI boom is going to develop. I'm pretty sure it's in the early stages of AI, but all I know is there is this circle of brotherhood just going around and around. The same money is just getting sloshed around. I invest in you. Okay, it's like JP Morgan and investing in Goldman Sachs investing in B of A investing in JP Morgan. It's the same amount of money. It's just going, but every time they go in and invest in the other company, that company's stock is shooting up. So AMD this morning gained $100 billion, with a B, $100 billion in market cap. Great. My members made a ton of money. I'm happy for them. Thumbs up. But is it justified? Same thing happened with Oracle, right? Or OpenAI invested in Oracle. Oracle went and turned invested in something else. And it's just, you know, musical chairs going around and around. Maybe this is the new normal. Maybe I have to get used to it. Maybe I have to retrain my brain that this is the new normal. But then at this stage of my career and at this stage of my life, I don't need to chase return. If I get my 80, 100% a year, I'm happy with it. And I'm thrilled for people who are getting 300, 400, 500% a year, because the stocks that I see that they're following are going up literally 50% a week. What is there to say? I mean, this is just good luck and God bless. Because this is the time to accumulate wealth, and hopefully they'll keep it. Hopefully, when a turn down comes around, you know, they've kept enough of their equity to or enough dry powder, you know, to take advantage of it again, because it will come. I mean, there is no ifs and buts and nothing about it. It will come. I actually have a video coming out talking about this AI circle jerk thing that's going on. On Wednesday, I have a video actually coming out at noon today talking about the parabolics, especially in these quantum names. So there is a group on X that puts like Martin Shkreli and some other people, and I can tell now the X algo is fantastic. Okay, because if I read anything like that, and then it fills my whole feed with bears coming out of the woodwork on quantum computing stocks. If I read something bullish, it's all about that. Now I'm like, okay, the algo, I guess Elon has the algo set pretty correctly now on X. But look, I get it. Social media has power, obviously. But my concern is a lot of people who are reading this stuff who have absolutely no understanding of what's going on, who have not ever seen stocks go down for a considerable amount or long periods of time, such as it happens every bear market lasts 18 months. Am I saying bear market? No. What? We're making an all-time high. What are we talking about here? But it will happen, like it happened in April, out of the blue. Boom, 25% sell-off, right, on the triple Qs. What did you do then? If you held on to everything, your account went down literally 50, 60%. And then market saved you. V-bottom came in, and then now we're at new highs, and they all melted up. I don't think that's the way to do things. But then again, that's me. You know, maybe I'm old world. I don't really pay too much attention to stuff that, you know, people embellish and go like, oh, this is doing this, and this is going to do that. How do you know? You don't know anything. Nobody knows. You know, there are a lot of these ex-analysts now. They become analysts now, technical analysts, fundamental analysts, because stocks have only gone up last 3-4 years. Nobody knows what the other side of the coin is, or nobody has experienced it. Since actually the pandemic, stocks have only gone up with a couple of massive crashes or whatever you want to call it. And the result of that is it didn't scare anybody, right? Everybody diamond hands these days. They just hold on and go up. I'm glad people are creating fortunes for themselves, because these things do not come around that often. And I'm glad the market is democratized enough that everybody can participate, right? And actually, the blind squirrels are going to do better than me this year, without a question. Even if I get 100% on my trading account, which is a 6-figure account, which I'm on my way, I think they're going to run laps around me. I'm actually thinking some of my members are going to run laps around me, which I'm glad, because they learned. We added additional tools to their toolbox. For example, on AMD, we were talking about how do we structure the trade. Well, we did a synthetic. Instead of buying AMD, we went to the 2X ETF. Some of them sold puts, bought calls. That's the perfect trade for that. Now, did I know AMD was going to gap up? Did they know? No. But if you do that, then you got the double whammy going, and with a very equity efficient trade, you made yourself tons of money, right? So to me, what's happening these days is not normal, okay? And enjoy it. It will not last. When it will end, I have no idea. Will it end? I don't know. It will end, yeah. It will. It always does. And then there are bears, perma bears on X as well. They go like, oh, the Warren Buffett indicator is at an all-time high, or Case-Shiller index is at an all-time high. 7 stocks are pushing the NASDAQ higher. It's been the same story. Warren Buffett index was at 200 a year ago. It was extremely high. Actually, it was flashing red. Now it's 225. It's flashing bright red. It's still flashing red. You can't trade by looking at Warren Buffett's index or Case-Shiller index and trade these things. I'm talking trade. Invest is something else. Trade, right? Okay. Yeah, market's overvalued. And market will stay overvalued until the market decides. Only the market can decide. No human can decide that. The market is overvalued and we don't belong here. Okay, then market does what it does. It puts a price in front of you. The price in front of you is your scoreboard. That's the price you're transacting at. You can have your own biases all day long. It's too high, PE is too high, this is that. Great. Okay, cool. But look at the price. At that price, there's a transaction happening, right? At that price, there's a buyer and a seller. The buyer and the seller have a diametrically opposed opinion of each other, right? Okay. The buyer says, I'm buying it here. It's going higher. Although stock is up 400% this year, I'm still going to buy it because I think it's going to go up another 400%. I'm like, cool. And then the seller goes, you're a fool. I'm selling it to you because I think it's going to go lower. But that's what makes a market. But then when the momentum is this strong, when there is this much money sloshing into the system, trillions of dollars, right? When the whole world, look what happened last night in Japan. Some lady gets elected. Supposedly she's a fan of stimulus. Now, the Nikkei goes to an all-time high, goes up like, I don't know, 4,000 points or some ridiculous number. Why? Because they're going to pump. They're going to keep pumping. The pumps continue. The printers continue around the globe. China. Why are all Chinese stocks hitting new all-time highs? Not because the fundamentals are great in China. I mean, actually, Chinese economy is in shambles, especially when it comes to the real estate markets. But then it's controlled. It's control. All these markets are controlled by the governments. Now, it will end at some point. It will end, because look what's happening in Japan to JGB rates. Their 30-year bond is hitting an all-time high, because the bond markets are now buying it. Like today, the U.S. bond market, the 10-year and 20-year are going higher, actually, while the expectation that the Fed is going to cut rates again next month and again next month. So all these asset classes are an all-time high, and all the global interest rates are going lower. How's that bearish? They can't be bearish. I mean, we just keep pumping. That's it. And that's why Bitcoin is at an all-time high. You know, that's why gold is almost 4,000, because these markets have figured out there's a debasing of the currency. Fiat currencies are toilet paper. And I've been saying this on this channel for over a year now. And I've been saying this in private circles for 5 years now. That's when I first bought my Bitcoin in 2020, because I'm going like, okay, they're making my dollar toilet paper. I'm losing 10, 11% of my buying power every year. How do I combat that? Well, I combat that by buying hard assets. Now, is it a fool's game? Could be. But look where gold was. Look where Bitcoin was. Look where the stock market was. You got to accumulate hard assets. And a lot of people think they're just making money hand over fist. Well, figure all this out, right? You're losing your buying power. Every time you go out to spend money, you're spending twice the money you were spending 3-4 years ago. That's how much the dollar has lost value. Don't listen to the government telling you, oh, inflation is 2.5%. My ass is 2.5%. Who the fuck are you guys kidding? Right? Who are you kidding? I ain't buying it. The bond market's not buying it. Global bond markets actually are making new highs in interest rates, while the governments are trying to lower rates. Why is that? The bond vigilantes are like, no, this is just going to be ridiculously inflationary. And look, we're going to all find this out. You know, hopefully I still have this channel. I'm doing this, and I enjoy doing it. I enjoy putting the tea leaves together, and I enjoy teaching and educating. But last but not least, stocks do not behave like this. Okay? Small companies, larger companies, stocks do not behave. But momentum is a very powerful animal. You do not get in front of momentum. So good morning, everyone. Whoever's watching, could you please go subscribe to my new website? It comes with a free newsletter. It'll talk all about the stuff, macro and trading and investing and whatnot. It's www.sergioavidian.com. It's a cool website. It's pretty interactive. You can get in touch with me through that. I'm going to start doing some webinars there as well. I'm just trying to pay it forward. I'm just trying to educate, because I think financial education is completely lacking, because everybody now that's involved in the markets thinks this is the normal. This is not normal. I hope nobody gets hurt at the end of this, but financial education is lacking from elementary school all the way to college, all the way, to the end. And, I enjoy informing and educating, and I think it's a valuable tool. It's a free newsletter. You're going to get one every week. Short, couple of minute read, keep you posted on macro, keep you posted on global stuff, keep you posted on the interest rates and crypto and stocks and whatever is not going on. So please actually put a thumbs up today for this, and also go subscribe to the free newsletter that comes with the website. And if you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, please consider subscribing. Put a thumbs up. My manager said it helps the algo. And last but not least, I will see you guys on Wednesday. So I'm going to go through my positions real quick. And then Vic, good morning. Good morning, SJ. Traveler, Luis, macro. Yo, macro, gold and silver. Yeah, well, I mean, why not? They're trashing the dollar. Dollar is toilet paper. It's not worth wiping my ass with. So you're going to get that. Doug, good morning. Number 2 stock in the S&P this year, right behind Newmont, Palantir, Newmont. Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course. I don't know, we bought something or sold something. I'm actually buying some puts here just for hedging my account. Manny P, good morning. That's a good one. There you go. See? Good one. I mean, technical analysis is basically chopsticks, honestly. It tells you the past. It doesn't tell you the future. Oh, BMNR is breaking out. BMNR is breaking out because Ethereum is going higher. BMNR is not breaking out because it's going by itself. Now, other stocks that I follow, I trade, have merit, like have earnings and have quarterly earnings and, growth or no growth or whatever. For example, Palantir, right? Okay. Now that one is a company. BMNR, SBET, DFDV, all these other ones, they're not companies. They're just buying Ethereum. If the underlying goes up, BMNR will go up. If the underlying goes down, BMNR is going to go down. Like, it's not like Ethereum is going to sell off to 4,200 and then BMNR is going to go to 80 by itself. It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. Okay, MacroBake, you're just putting your shit up there and nobody gives a shit. Yeah, mitigate risk. You're 40 years, you're 35, but you act like a 50-year-old. You should be doing what these YOLOers are doing. What is happening? We're buying and selling stuff. I don't know about any of this. You're overthinking, man. You're 35 years old. This is your peak earning years. You should be just freaking YOLOing stuff. Okay, you're just spamming the board now. Still going to college. Yep, still go to college. Cover call. Cover call still, huh? Okay, good luck with the cover calls. Actually, in my members group, I'm going to post a great video today. How cover calls are garbage. Yeah, that's the other thing I see on X. Oh, sell the put, sell the cover call. And get your 3%, 4%. Why? Why sell a cover call? Why cap yourself to the upside? It just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Whatsoever. Oh, Sergio, yeah, it's nice. Breaking out. I bought more Bitcoin this morning, reluctantly, but I did. I buy the same dollar amount every Monday. Yeah, you keep saying it, but you keep doing it. You keep saying it, but you keep doing it. Sergio, do you have it? No, I don't have a dividend portfolio. I don't buy any of that stuff. I'm not here to kiss my sister. I'm either going 100% on my trading account, and I have an investment account. I have 4 stocks in there. Actually, I'm going to add UPS probably this week. It'll be 5. I just buy stocks, growth stocks that I believe in. I have Kava in there at the moment. I have Google that I bought at the low in April, got lucky, super lucky. I had bought Unity software. I doubled that, got out. I got to take that double. I usually don't like that. What I'll do is, instead of dividend stock, I like to put stocks in my portfolio to keep it for a year and 1 day so I can take advantage of the long-term capital gains tax rates. But yeah, I just buy stocks that I think they're going to grow, they're undervalued, and hold them. The dividend, no. Even at my age, no. I'm still aggressive. Dividends are great. I mean, if it's working out for you, create a dividend portfolio, and then if the interest rates are going to go lower, which it seems like they may, they'll do better. But no, I don't have a dividend portfolio. I don't sell cover calls. I don't do any of that bullshit. I'll just, if I have a good horse, that's like I have a Kentucky Derby horse, and then I put me on it as a jockey by selling cover calls. I think that's a cool analogy. As opposed to put a 90-pound jockey on it, I'll put me on it. That horse is going to get crushed. Why? You have a good horse, a thoroughbred. Let the damn thing run. What cover calls? Cover calls are known to be a menace to society. What cover calls? Yeah, well, I mean, last famous words, never going there again. Never going there. But he just did that a month ago. I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Amazon's fine, but UPS, you're buying at a discount. I think even with inflation over the last, I don't know, it's at the same price as it was. I'm also long Lululemon. I was long Nike. I switched it to Lulu. I mean, I'm just looking at price. UPS is selling with inflation actually less than what it sold 20 years ago. So I did the same thing with Nike. I paid $54 for it. I chucked it because Lulu is doing the same thing now. Look, I just rotate here and there a little bit, but then, I just buy and hold some of the stocks. I mean, that's what I like doing. No, I don't pay any attention to any of this stuff. I don't need to, honestly. I really don't need to. It just makes things so complicated. Why? Just do it on individual stock. Look, man, everybody does different things. Just because I don't believe in it doesn't mean it's true or not true. All I'm saying is I don't do it. I don't pay attention. I have enough stuff in my head. I know how to make money. I don't want to cover calls. I said this before in my members group, and I heard it somewhere, and it's 100% true. It's like trying to pick up nickels and dimes in front of a bulldozer. You know, you just took $2 and stock just pumped another 30% while you have the cover calls. Now what? That doesn't make any sense. Nonsense. No sense whatsoever. Anyway, so yeah, that's where we are, and hopefully, you guys, if you guys are on X, you know, you look at the BMNR charts, and it's breaking out of a wedge, and RSI is doing this, and accumulation is doing that. I'm like, it means nothing, man. You can't draw chopsticks on treasury asset companies. Now, you can draw chopsticks on Ethereum. You can draw chopsticks on Bitcoin, on Solana, or whatever. But saying that BMNR is just simply going to go higher by itself, and I don't see, and I see all the tweets are the same. BMNR. Nobody's talking about Ethereum. I'm like, okay, if Ethereum doesn't go higher, if Ethereum goes sideways for the next 6 months, BMNR is going to go sideways. In fact, a little bit lower probably, because they'll crush the MNAV on it. I don't get it. I just don't get it. I absolutely don't get it. Yeah, it's just like, you know, you can do technical analysis on other things. Like you can do technical analysis on bonds or interest rates and gold and whatever. Still, tells you the past, doesn't tell you what's going to happen in the future. And no indicator does that as well. But when they do it on these treasury asset companies, I just chuckle. I go like, who are these people? And they have like 100,000 followers. They go, BMNR is breaking out. I'm like, why though? Why? Is it breaking out because it's just by itself? It's just going to break out? Do what AMD did today? No. Because Ethereum is breaking out. If Ethereum doesn't move, BMNR is not moving. If Solana doesn't move, the FDV is not going anywhere. If Ethereum doesn't move, Sharpling is not going anywhere. It's just not going to happen, period. End of story. Yeah, they're a bunch of culties on X. You know, they're all these bull market, you know, all these bull market gurus, furus, whatever. Mr. Premium is back. Yeah, good for you. Collect your 3%. Pick up those pennies in front of the bulldozer. Love it. Look, there's something for everyone in this market, okay? I'm not making fun. I'm not making any judgments. You know, I do what I do. You do what you do. We're not racing against each other. Everybody on their own, you know? Everybody knows something. Even if you have limited tools in your toolbox, you will make money in this market. When the market's making all-time high after all-time high, you will make money in this market. There is no ifs and buts about it, because it's going higher. Unless you're short, then you're up shit's creek without a paddle. So let's go short some more Rigetti. All right, let's see what we did. There were a couple of pings. I probably bought a few more puts. I like buying some puts just to hedge. You know, I'm losing there, but then the rest of the positions are all long. I don't like completely 100% long being naked. Yes, I may make a little less return, but if we do get a drawdown or if we get a whoosh, you know, gotta be careful with that stuff. So you guys can see this, I'm hoping. Okay. What is going on? What do we do? What do we ping on? Beep, beep, something happened. Oh, we bought more puts. Okay, we bought more UPRO puts. Okay, that's fine. But there was other pings. What happened there? Ooh, yeah, we gotta go short another 100 shares of Rigetti for sure just now. 41.81. Let's go short. I just do 100 shares at a time. I'm not gonna mess with anything else. Ooh, red notice. Okay, fine. Short another 100 shares. We're up to 600 shares of short Rigetti. We do it every 50, 80 cents up, and that's what we're gonna do. We can go through the positions in a minute. Let me look over what's going on in general. I'm trying to buy some of the puts back on SBET. I'm short 60 puts, 60 January 15 puts. I may roll them up actually to 17.5. Because I put this on as a put credit spread. Let's just buy 5 more. I had 60. I'm down to 30. So when I'm buying puts, I'm buying the puts to cover the short, meaning super profits. So don't go apeshit on me saying, oh, he's buying puts. What a dumb shit. Yeah, buy 5 more puts back on SBET at 170. What else we're doing? Honestly, we're just waiting. I have so many put credit spreads on these things. It's just gonna theta decay is gonna take care of itself by the October. I have like, I don't know how many 100 options I have or put credit spreads I have going out to October 17th, regular expiration. Anyway, so let's go. Let's hit it. What do we have? Starting with ASST. ASST is buying Semler Scientific, which is a medical equipment company, but then they ended up buying Bitcoin for their treasury about a year ago, actually, at a really, really good price. And then ASST said, yeah, I want to buy your Bitcoin. So they offered us a ridiculous amount of premium. And so I had put the position on Semler before the merger offer. So, but then the market maker there is out to lunch. So, you know, he has these ridiculously wide spreads and it's messing up my account equity, but it's okay. It'll resolve itself. Patience. But so look, I'm a bull on Bitcoin. Obviously, I'm DCAing. I do believe it's going higher, but then I'm trading through these proxies. I'm trading them as well. Okay, and you know, I buy Bitcoin on Coinbase, put it in my cold wallet. Period. That's a different story. I'm a believer, long-term holder, hodler, whatever you want to call it. But then I will trade the underlying, such as MSTU. I had a big synthetic on MSTU, MSTR, 2x ETF of MSTR. Okay, I closed that with like $8,000 on that in like 4 days. Okay, I'm trading. I'm going to trade, but I'm also going to invest. 2 different things. So on ASST, I went out to January 2027 leaps. Stock is 255. I bought the 250 calls and sold the 10 calls at a 45-cent debit. So if that hits, that's the lotto ticket. But if Bitcoin by January 2027, I don't know, could be 200,000, then this position will absolutely print mint dollars. And then, so I'm long 60 of the January 2027 2.5 calls. And I'm also long 75 of the ASST January 2027 $5 calls. But against those, this is a call debit spread. Against those, I'm short 135. So 60 and 75 is 135. I will add to that, obviously. I want to maybe get up to 200. The 2.5 10 call debit spread, I put it on about 47 cents. So that could turn into 7.5, let's say, right? $7.5 from 47 cents. And then I'm putting on the 510 call debit spread at about 15 cents, 18 cents, which could turn into 5. So my max loss is 18 cents. If ASST is this price in January 2027, okay, I'll lose 15 cents, but it's worth the upside. It's like 40 to 1 upside, okay? This is the one I really like. Out of all the treasury asset companies, this is a DFDV, it's DeFi Development. Solana Treasury Asset Company is selling at 0.84 MNAV. When I put it on, Solana actually was about 210 and stock was about 15. Solana now is 235 and stock is only 16 and still selling now 0.84 MNAV. So what did I do? I went and this is the second position here. I went and I have 55 put credit spreads expiring October 17th. Stock is 1591 or 97, whatever. And I sold the 15 puts, bought the 12.5 puts because I'm trying to do these with all defined risk downside trades. I don't want to be a hero, but I did the put credit spread at about $1.15 credit, so 55 of them. Okay, if the stock is here by October 17th or above 15, both sides are going to expire worthless, but I'm going to collect $1.15 times 50 or $1.15 is $115 times $50. That's like $6 grand, 6,500. So now I'm just waiting for theta to take care of itself, right? It's just going to keep melting both sides. That's one. If it's below 15, right, I'm willing to own DFDV. Well, I took in $1.20, so 15 minus $1.20 is $13.80. I'm willing to own 5,500 shares of DFDV at $13.80 without a question. It's one of the better Solana treasury asset companies, and it's selling at a discount. So I'm basically buying Solana at a 15% discount, period. And again, do your own due diligence. None of this is trading, financial, or investment advice. What I do is risky. It works for me. It may not work for you, again and again and again. So we'll just wait now. So 9 bottles of beer on the wall, as I call it. I'm long 8,500 shares of a little stock called INHD, super spec. Just about even, actually, no, 143 is my cost, 135 is the stock. Now this is another one, put credit spread. This is also, I have 40 of those. I like doing put credit spreads because they're defined risk downside as opposed to just selling cash secured puts or just puts, because it's very equity efficient. And on MSOX, which is the 2x ETF of MSOS, which is MSOS is the cannabis ETF, and this is the 2x ETF of that, of MSOS. So I put on 40 put credit spreads there. 7 puts, short 7 puts, long 5 puts. Stock is 9. You know, just going to wait time. I mean, they're all melting already, but we're just going to wait. I'm just going to wait until, you know, they both sides go to 0. Now, am I willing? And I put this on at 80 cents per put credit spread, right? So 40 times 80, or $80 is for 3,200. So I have potentially, I have close to 10 grand in the next 7 days. They're just going to be mine if I just hold everything together, and then if the prices hold where they are. But if they don't, they tank. I'm willing to buy MSOX at 7 minus 80 cents, which is 6.20. I'm willing to own it there. Same thing with DFDV. I took in $1.20. 15 minus $1.20 is $13.80. I'm willing to own 5,500 shares. And then your account has to be big enough that you can acquire these shares, by the way. I'm willing to own these shares, but I didn't do it to own it. What I did is for just to collect the premium and have Theta take care of it. So I started shorting RGTI on Friday. I'm shorting every 50, 80 cents. I'm shorting another 100 shares. I'll just do it that way. I'm up to 600 shares. I'm short 600 shares of RGTI, Rigetti Computing, with an average cost of 40.23. Stock is 41.81. So we're losing a little bit of money there. No problem. But at some point, I will start selling weekly puts on this and turn that into a little money machine. And if I do get assigned, it'll close the short automatically. And if I don't get assigned, it'll raise my cost basis, just like a cover call. But I like it. I like doing it here. I don't like doing cover calls, but I like doing cover puts. So on SBET, here's the one that people throw the chopsticks. They go, oh, it's breaking out, and the MACD is rolling up and doing the, bro, who cares? This is not going to move if Ethereum does not move, period. So anyway, I'm long 1,500 shares at 17.04. Stock is 19.15. So we got a couple of point profit there. I'm also short 60 put credit spreads, although now I'm closing the short end of the leg, short side, the put side, the higher put side. So I'm short. This is going out to January. So this will be a long-term trade around kind of a position for me. January 2026. I'm short the 15 puts, long the 12.5 puts. I was short 60 put credit spreads, and now I'm down to I'm still holding the long puts, which is like almost like a hedge on the stock. Stock can go higher, it's fine. But I'm also long a call debit spread, which I started cleaning up the long call side. I don't mind being naked some calls on this because it's not like a regular stock, obviously, that can pop up on me of unlimited risk. So I'm managing this trade slowly as I see fit at every price. So I will post these positions. You guys will see. Next one is Semler Scientific. I have a synthetic on this going out to December. I did not know. I did it because looking at overall at the company, MNAV on this was down to 0.8. So again, I'm watching MNAV. If it's at a discount, I'm going to be in there. I don't want to pay premium. And Semler Scientific had bought 5,700 or 5,200 Bitcoin. Okay, and they also have an existing business, by the way, which is not doing well, but still, like strategy. Their business is garbage, but then they're collecting BTC. So Semler was doing that. I did not know that, but then ASST, which is Vivek Ramaswamy's company, came and said, "Oh, we want to acquire your Bitcoin," and they offered 21 shares. It's share for shares, 21 shares of ASST for 1 share of Semler. Okay, so ASST is 255. There was a huge arbitrage there, which I actually posted on my members, and no, I don't think anybody did it. So the arbitrage was when this deal was announced, ASST was 4. Well, 4 times 21 is $82. At the time, Semler was like 27, 28. So I'm going like, okay, well, now the arbitrage came in. So people are buying Semler and selling ASST. And look what happened. Semler actually went up about close to 7, 8%. Until the deal closes, Semler is not going to go to 21 times of ASST. Well, ASST is down to 250. But again, 250 times 21, what is that? That's 52.5, right? Well, Semler is still selling at 31. So there's still room to finish this arbitrage here, right? Or finish this play. Although ASST does have some pipe at 1.5, I don't know. We'll see. But even at 1.5, Semler is not going to be lower than 32, which is at the price now, and that's what the market makers are figuring out. So I'm short put debit spread, I put credit spread, and I'm long a call debit spread. I'm short the 30 puts on Semler, and I'm long the 25 puts going out to December. I'm long the 30 calls and short the 40 calls. It's going to work out. You just got to be patient with it because the market maker has these puts and calls priced in a way that I can't do anything about. For example, the 25 puts that I'm long, he has it priced at $1.40 bid, 3 offer. I can't trade that. And I don't want to take the profit anyway because I think it's going to just work out beautifully. So I'm just going to be patient with it. Next one, this was a put credit spread. Now it's turned into just a regular long 10 put. I had a whole bunch of same thing, same position again. SOLT, which is the 2x ETF of Solana. I had a ton of put credit spreads, which I covered beautifully with profits. And then I bought with that money. I had bought call debit spreads. We closed those as well with profit, so I'm all good. And last but not least, now I'm up to 75 UPRO October 17 expiration puts, which is the hedge on my account. So we'll keep that at a hedge, but then I actually will sell some puts against it, maybe weekly puts against it, but we'll see. We'll see where that's going to go. So yeah, folks, those are the positions. I will post these. My favorite out of all these positions, obviously I like SBAT because the sizing is there, right? I like my Rigetti short, and whoever says whatever they say. So if it goes to 42.5 today, I will short another 100 shares. I'll just go 100 shares at a time. Another one I want to short is IONQ. Another one I want to short is Oklo. I want to short all these stocks, all of them. Another I want to short is IREN. Look, they're all going parabolic. You got to be really careful with these parabolics. In fact, I have a video coming at noon today about parabolics and how you should treat these things, because you could go broke 12 different ways saying, yes, it's overpriced. Yeah, it was overpriced at 10, Rigetti. It was overpriced at 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Now it's 42. You could have said the same thing on Rigetti, on all these quantum computing stocks forever. Like Martin Shkreli has said it since they were like single digits. I'm like, you got to get your face ripped off. I actually was short Rigetti at 30. I didn't like it. I covered it. I actually made it, I think, a couple of grand. And then now I'm retrying it again. Look, you got to try until you hit the top. I will not go long. I just will not go long. My brain will not allow me. Call me stubborn old man or whatever, but I just won't do it. And so, yeah, those are the positions. I'll post them on the community page of the YouTube channel. Please go check it out. The account's set. I'm trading around SBAT. My favorite position is my DFDV, DeFi development. What did we buy? Oh, we bought some more puts back. I like it. There we go. Well, we're down to 26. And then we'll buy 5 more, and then we'll keep the rest of it. We'll buy 5 more at 165. Yeah, I sold those at 2.5. Okay, and they're going out to January on SBAT. So we'll take our profits. We'll take our 40%. And because I'm long the stock, I'm long calls. I have a lot of upside potential. The puts are not going to go down any further, right? Because they're going out to January. They're not 4 months. So I'll cover the puts. I sold them now down to 223, but initially I started selling them at 250 range. They're down to 160. I'll take the money. You know, that's the leg you close. You don't close the long side. You just close the short side, right? And then if there's a whoosh back, you'll break even on the long side. I mean, so I'm trading around. You guys have to understand the complicated shit that I'm doing, but I've done it for so long, it feels like second nature. So anyway, my favorite position, again, none of this is trading financial advice, is DFDV. Even now, I think that's like a bargain. Selling at 0.84 MNAV. Even if Solana goes down, this thing is not going to go down. Going out 2 weeks, I can do a put credit spread now at literally like 75 cents. Stock is 1604. If it's below 15, you get assigned at 15 at 14.25. Put credit spread to me looks the best trade on the FTV at the moment. That's what I'm seeing. So let's put another 100 share order in Rigetti at 42.42. We'll keep shorting every 40-50 cents and hope for the best. And if it gaps up, it gaps up. I'll just sell some puts today, though. 42.42. I like it. I like that number. It's arbitrary, but I like it. Okay, so we'll be up to 700 shares, and then I'll go sell some 40 puts probably. And, you know, they're probably super duper expensive. Let me see how expensive they are. October 10, expiring Friday. 35s are 50, 60 cents. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I wish it was 35. It'll be like a 7 times 6, 7. It'll be like a $5 trade. No, I'll just go to 37.5. Yeah, 37.5 are $1. It's fair. But I want to be short like maybe 1,200, 1,500, couple thousand shares of these. Yeah. Okay. 40s are almost $2. Wow. Okay, cool. No problem. All right. So those are the positions. I'll post them. Community page. What else? Not much else, man. Just wait for these put credit spreads to expire. Collect all that meat on the bone. There's a lot of meat left on those bones. I have some long exposure, short exposure. I like it. I like the balance. Yeah, it's all good. All good. Oh, where are those? Where are those UPRO 105s weeklies? October 105s. Are they 20 cents? They're 15 now. I want 25 cents out of those. On the whoosh, we'll just figure that out. Anyway, market looks like it's grinding higher. No problems. 42.42. Rigetti, another 100 shares coming up. I don't know where the top is. I honestly don't. I'm not going to buy it. But, you know, I'm happy to short it. Because when the music ends on this, it's going to be ugly on all of them. All of them. Parabolics don't end well, folks. You can take it to the bank. I've seen those stories a billion times. Well, go figure what happened with GME. I mean, but before the GME was done, it broke hedge funds, right? So there's a big short position on Rigetti. You know, you're getting squeezed. Gamma squeeze is happening on Rigetti. On all of them, gamma squeeze is happening. The options, people are just YOLOing into weekly options in these by the tens of thousands. And what does the market maker have to do? There's no open interest, so they're selling the options, right? They're the seller. And well, they're not there to gamble, right? What they do, they go buy the underlying. That's what they have to do. I mean, there's no ifs and buts about it. It puts more pressure on the shorts, and shorts come by calls just to hedge because they don't want to cover yet. Maybe. I mean, look, man, it's a fun game to play if you know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, don't short. Don't short things. When you short things, the risk is unlimited. Literally, unlimited risk to the upside. Like, for example, if you were shorted AMD, what happened? You lost your house this morning. So, yeah, you don't want to do that. Anyway, let me go to the front, answer some questions, and then go have a cup of coffee. No other questions. Interesting. Okay. Anybody want to come on, by the way? I'm more than glad to host you as a guest. Here's my here's the link of the StreamYard. Grab it. Come on. All I ask is that you're at a quiet place with good internet reception. I talked about my website while I'm doing it. I'm looking down because I have to print www.sergio. Comes with a free, completely free. I don't ask you for your email. I don't ask for your name. I don't ask for your phone number like other jockeys are doing. All I ask is an email. Could be your junk email, whatever. I just want you to get my free newsletter. It's a very cool website. It's pretty integrated with the YouTube side, and that's the website. I think I printed that correctly. Yes. So go subscribe. Put a thumbs up. Go subscribe. There are already 4 blog articles on there. There'll be something for everyone on there, by the way, for beginners, newbies, intermediates, advanced. There'll be trade ideas. I mean, some people don't even know what stocks are. Seriously, how many types of different stocks there are, what the structure of a company is. There's like, 500-600 word articles. Don't worry. It's not going to be like 3-hour reads. It's going to be like short 2-minute reads. Every Monday, probably. We're going to start sending it out. We're just deciding on that. And you'll learn a lot. And about DCAing, Rule of 72, power of compounding, passive investing, active investing, what are options, what are strategies. It's just basically non-ending source of correct information. Because there is a lot of information out there that I just get exposed to on YouTube and X that is garbage. Absolute garbage. Because all they do is, talk their book. I don't talk my book. All I'm doing is I'm just looking at, this is why I did this trade. This is my thought process. These are the facts that I see. I know. I structured the trade around it, and then market gods will take over at that point. Do I want to make money? Absolutely. But I always think of my risk. How do I manage this? Actually, at the minute I put on the trade, I don't visualize it because you can't. But what you do, you're hoping for the best. But what you have to do is you have to know your exit. Like, where is my exit? Because a lot of people these days think they cannot lose money. You can absolutely lose money. Even on a market that's going up, you can lose money because not every stock is going up. If you look at the advanced decline line, it's really not booming like the market is, right? There is like these cult stocks, about 20 of them, that just keep parabolic going up. Okay. There are other stocks that are like, look at UPS. If you were on UPS last, 3 years, you're dead money, worse than dead money. You're losing your ass. Or Lululemon, or a lot of stocks like that. Good name stocks. While quantum computing stocks, they don't have $1 worth of revenue. Forget profits. They're never going to have it. But not even revenue, they're just quadrupling every other month. I'm like, okay, that doesn't make sense. But so there'll be something about on the website. Hey, Lynn, SBET, I talked about it. I think you're late, but go check out the previous 10 minutes. I talk quite a lot about SBET, BMNR, DFDV. My favorite is DFDV. Again, none of this is advice. Do at your own risk. Why is it my favorite? Because it's a 0.84 MNAV. I will never pay, well, not never, but I will not pay 1.3, 1.5, 1.7 MNAV. There is no reason for me. Again, if somebody wants to come on and explain this to me, that I can understand that BMNR should be selling at 1.3 MNAV, either multiple to net asset value or market cap to net asset value. Somebody tell me that. Give me a reason for it. I get the staking. I get all the stuff. I'm not an amateur, but explain it to me why it should be at a premium. Versus SBAT is exactly 1 MNAV. Okay, I'm good with that. When I bought it, when I put the trade on, it was 0.85 MNAV actually. In fact, the company issued a stock buyback, which I told my members group, I said they should buy back their shares because that's how they can increase the yield on their Ethereum that they're holding without the price going up. You're literally buying Ethereum at a 15% discount if something is at a 0.85 MNAV. Obviously, you have to look at their debt. You have to look at the structure, how they're accumulating these coins, right? Ethereum or Solana or Bitcoin. If they're doing convertibles, you have to consider that as debt. You have to look at dilution, potential dilution down the road. I know all this stuff. But somebody has to explain to me why BMNR is going to move independently of Ethereum by itself. Somebody explain it to me. Actually, there's people watching on X. If any of you are those people who are doing chopsticks on BMNR and SBET, come, grab the link, explain it to me. Because they're not going to go anywhere. If Ethereum doesn't move up, SBET's not going anywhere. BMNR is not going anywhere. Strategy is not going anywhere. In fact, the perfect example is strategy. Last time Bitcoin was 124K. Strategy was $450 a share. Get it? I rest my case on this one now. Today, Bitcoin above 125K. Where's strategy? Not even 360. You guys see what's happening? MNAV is getting collapsed, gets shrunk. So that's why I'm saying the best trade was buy Bitcoin and short MSTR. Simple. Same thing with BMNR now. Why am I supposed to pay 30% more for my Ethereum that you're collecting for me? I can go buy Ethereum by myself. But when it's at a discount like SBAT was or DFDV is, right? DFDV is 0.84. Go look at it. They have a dashboard that they created, live dashboard. They even made it easy. I did actually a spreadsheet where I was following all these multiple to net asset value or market value to net asset value myself, live, right? You put the price in the spreadsheet, it gives you MNAV. At the moment, go look at their dashboard. They have no debt. They're buying it with ATM sales. They actually issued stock buyback now, just like SBET did when it was 0.85. That's my favorite one. Favorite out of all the major, I think they're the top Solana treasury asset company called DeFi Development, DFDV. Now, am I saying that automatically the 0.85 is going to go to 1 MNAV? No, but it could stay there. But from this point on, the downside is completely limited. Even if Solana pulls back 15%, I don't think DFDV is going anywhere. That's why I have the put credit spreads on. Now, Solana collapses to 150. Of course, DFDV is going to go to 7. And that's exactly, again, why I have the put credit spread on as opposed to naked puts or long the shares. So explanation is simple to me. But if somebody can explain all this to me, why these companies should be selling at a premium and why individually you can do chopsticks on BMNR, SBAT, or strategy without considering what the underlying is doing, which is Ethereum and Solana and Bitcoin. I don't know. Now, you can do all kinds of things. You can trade these. You can write options on it. You can create income out of it. You can do all kinds of things. You can sell puts, sell calls. You can do covers, triangles, all that good stuff. But I'm just talking people are going out of their ass on X saying BMNR is going to 80. No, it's not. BMNR is not going anywhere. Now, Ethereum goes to 5,000, 5,500, then BMNR will go to 80. But that's the dog. BMNR is the tail. The tail is not wagging the dog. Guaranteed. The dog has to go somewhere for the tail to follow. And the dog is Ethereum. The dog is Bitcoin. The dog is Solana. All these other ones are the tail. The tail will follow you. No question about it. Up or down, by the way. Because we don't know if Ethereum is going to go to 6,000, 5,000, whatever. I hope that they do because I'm positioned for it. But that's what I do. I just figure it out, and then I commit myself to the trade because that's the only way to trade. There's no other way to trade. Anyway, so any other questions? No questions. You're all shy. You're just going to grab the link and come on. Lynn, you want to grab the link and come on? No? Anyway, so please go subscribe to my free newsletter on the website. Please also go give me a thumbs up for this live stream today and subscribe to the channel. I think I put on good information. And if you do want to become a member, click join, become a member. You're getting me for a Big Mac, and I think it's completely underpriced, but I'm not doing it for the money. If I was doing it for the money, I would charge $1,000 a month as opposed to whatever I'm charging. But I have a YouTube manager, I have to pay for all these things. So the whole point is, what do you get as a member? You get a live stream every Wednesday. which I sneaked one, I don't know how, to X community free on Wednesday, last Wednesday. It's not going to happen this Wednesday. They get a live stream, which they can ask me personal questions, not personal, but their own accounts, and it's more one-on-one interaction. I like those quite a bit, and it's at 4:30 p.m. Pacific on Wednesdays. So they get that. They get my live trades. Like as soon as I put the trade on, I post it on the Telegram chat group that we have. Again, it's not, do your own due diligence. What I'm doing is what I'm doing. And then at the end of the day, I post my positions, what I have for them on the Telegram chat group. So that's where we are. So Lynn, SBAT is not going to go anywhere unless Ethereum goes higher. Okay? Don't be listening to any of those fools on X, all those furus and gurus. None of these are going anywhere unless the dog moves. The dog is Ethereum. Ethereum goes to 5,000, SBAT probably will be 20 at 1 MNAV. Okay? That's it. That's it. That's how you structure the position. Ethereum goes to 5,500, SBAT probably will be, I don't know, 22 and a half, 23. Ethereum goes to 6,000, SBAT will be 25, 26. Simple. You can buy and hold them. There is no decay in there, by the way, unlike the 2x ETFs of these things. You can, it's fine. But if you're buying BMNR, you're paying a premium. You can literally go buy Ethereum for cheaper than buying a BMNR. Why should you pay 30% more for Ethereum? I prefer to buy $1 for 85 cents, which I'm doing on the FDV. You're going to say, now, why aren't you buying shares? Once my put credit spreads expire, put credit spreads are such equity efficient, limited risk downside, defined risk downside trade that the premiums are so high on these things that why wouldn't I? It's costing me nothing to get like $6 grand out of it on 55 options, or $7 grand out of it in 2 weeks. Why wouldn't I do that? In order to do that, if I buy to make the $7 grand, the FDV has to go from 15 or 16 to 23, and I have to tie up 15 grand. On this one, I don't even think I'm tying anything. Yeah, Uber is replacing you, so they're gonna make more money. I think there was a 110 target that they put on there. Yeah, I mean mostly momentum, but look, it's a stock that has done really well on the back of you. I know you're a driver, so you know what I say. You can fight them so long, you can join the party. Same thing with Lyft, same thing with all these companies, same thing with DoorDash. Look, they're there to make money for their shareholders. You can easily be a shareholder. Simple as that. Then they'll figure out how to do the autonomous vehicles. They'll make a shit ton of money because they don't have you as a headache. Pay you 50% of the fare. They collect what you're making. Still charge the same thing. Profit margins may even get better, honestly. I'm going to do it. I'm going to buy 1,000 of these cars when the robocabs come out and put them on the Uber network. While I'm sleeping and taking farts, the cars are going to make me money for 22 hours. Called passive income. I'm going to do it. I like making money, but I like using this too. Right? So for all the furus on X, stop drawing charts or lines and then adjust the lines. They adjust the lines. When something doesn't work, then the lines get adjusted. I'm going like, don't do that, because there are people who don't know anything about any of this stuff following you, and then you're just not doing them a service. Okay, something happens tomorrow. Ethereum goes to 3,000. Where's BMNR going to be? Somebody answered that in the chat. There's a bunch of you here. Ethereum goes to 3,000. Could it? Or it couldn't? It can't go to 3,000? It came from 1,500, but a couple of months ago. Okay, what happens if Ethereum goes to, what happens if Bitcoin goes to 110,000? Not even 90,000. What happens to strategy? What happens to all the Bitcoin treasury asset companies? They're going to go higher? Hell no. BMNR is going to get cut in half. SBAT's going to get cut in half. That's why you do these kind of trades, defined risk downside trades. I don't know. Look, most of you are probably better than me. I doubt it, but they go like, oh, only go up. We can't go down. I'm like, okay, cool. No problem. I've seen the down. I've seen plenty. That's why I just kind of can't do the YOLO stuff. I can't. But anything is possible, right? I mean, do you know what's going to happen to the market next minute? Because you drew some lines on some chart? You have no fucking idea, man. Nobody has an idea. We're just taking probabilities, right? Assessing risk and then putting the trades on. Because if you think it's only go up, trees grow to the sky, it doesn't work like that. But then, there'll be a time that, well, there was one in April. You guys figured out how the accounts got decimated. How many accounts must have got blown through that? So, look, shit happens. My key is at this time of my life, age and career and financial health, I don't need the excitement. I do what I do. I consistently, I'll just, I'll just keep making new account equity highs and then get my 80, 100% this year. And next year as well, and next year as well. But I don't want to do the 500%. I'm okay with that. So with that said, much love to all of you. See you guys. I'm going to wear the red hat all week this week because we're parabolic week this week. Stocks only go up. May all your shorts go down and may all your longs melt up. I wish you nothing but the best. If you're making tons of money, learn how to keep that money. Making it easy. Making it is easy. Keeping it is hard. Please, please, please be careful. So with that said, I'll see you guys on Wednesday, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, for Trading with Sergio. Members, I'll see you at 4:30 p.m. on Wednesday. Friday, Power Hour at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. One of these days, some of you have to join. I just post the link. Some of you join. Let's have a conversation. I mean, you don't have to know me. I'm cordial. I'll be fine. And but I want somebody. So whoever's watching this on X, I want somebody to email me a clear and concise answer to this question. Can BMNR and SBET go up on their own without Ethereum going up? Again, I repeat, to all the furus on X who are doing the wedges and charts and moving averages and stuff. Can BMNR and SBET and many others strategy, can they go up on their own without Ethereum or Bitcoin going higher? And what will happen if Ethereum and Bitcoin go down? Will they go down? My email, sergio@sergioavadian.com. Email me. I would love to host you as a guest. Okay? Period. So, thumbs up. May all your longs melt up and all your shorts tank. Have a good one.